This is how you figure out your budget for a demand generation program. So when it comes to budgeting for demand generation, there are a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. At the end of the day, we want to ensure that our budget is being used to its fullest potential. So in this video, we're going to guide you through the process of how do you calculate and how do you set up a budget for a demand generation program. And so kind of looking at this, there are a couple of things that you want to keep in mind, and we're going to go over each of those three things right now. The first one is going to be your overall messaging mix. And so you can kind of think about this as how frequently do you want to get in front of someone with a specific message, and what is that message going to say? So you want to really think about the different types of messages that you're going to put in front of your target audience and how frequently that they overall you want them to see that message. Just some examples that we've used before in the past. You can use things like social proof, which are going to be case studies, testimonials. You have your educational resources, which could be your guides, ebooks, and templates. Then you have product marketing, which could be product features, product benefits, highlights on integrations, or other kind of elements that really showcase how the product is going to solve their specific needs or challenges. So diving into the next section now, really want to figure out your overall audience size, as this has a really big impact on the overall budget considerations. So you want to really know who you're targeting, how many people are going to be in the specific target audience that you want to use, and then you might want to even start thinking about ways to further segment down that audience size. So you may have segments of company based off of company size or employees or specific roles that you're targeting or personas, but you overall want to make sure that you have a specific audience size in mind when establishing your demand generation program, because this will also have an impact on your overall messaging mix that we talked about earlier. And then the last component that we need to keep in mind is going to be your CPM, which is your cost to get in front of 1,000 people. And so generally speaking, most platforms like Facebook or LinkedIn will kind of give you a prediction of what your CPM costs will be. LinkedIn has a really great feature for this of being able to dial in your role, titles, companies, and other factors, and it will tell you exactly how many people are in that audience size, but also the CPM cost to get in front of them. And so in this example here, if your CPM is $60, that means in order to get in front of 1,000 people, you're going to pay $60. So here's the equation for how you determine a demand generation budget. So to walk through each of these step by step, we have our audience size times 20%. The reason why we're using 20% there is you'll never get in front of your entire audience in one go. What we found is you'll generally get between 15 to 30% engagement with a specific audience at any one time. So what we found the best is just round it out to even math is just to use 20%. So you'll have 20% of your total audience size divided by 1,000 times your CPM cost. So this will give you your CPM cost to get in front of your specific audience times your desired frequency, or in this case, your messaging mix, will give you your overall demand gen budget. So in the example that we have here, we have an audience size of 1,000 people. We have a CPM that we've identified as about $60 and a messaging frequency of 5x. So we have 5 messages that we want to get across these individuals. So the resulting budget comes up to about $6,000 per month to get into front of this specific audience. So what do you do if you don't have $6,000 and say your budget was only $5,000 for a demand generation program? Well, you've got a couple of options, and instead of trying to increase your budget, what you can do instead is to refine and narrow down your audience selection. This will allow you to maximize the impact of your overall campaign, but inside the given budget that you were given. So as again, the equation, if you want to figure out how to set up a demand generation budget, you want to take a look at your audience size times about 20% divided by 1,000 times your overall CPM cost times your desired frequency is going to give you your overall budget. And with that, just remember that budgeting for demand gen programs requires really great consideration to your messaging mix and what you're trying to get out there to your market, your overall audience size, and your CPM cost. So if you're a B2B SaaS or health tech company and you need help launching a demand generation program, visit the link in my profile and book a free growth session with me. Have a good one. Peace.